for you to share with us some overview about this particular topic, and we'll pick it up from here. Parth?
Thank you, Rohan, and I really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for joining in and listening to our discussion. So, about conversational e-commerce. Before I start off, I would like you guys to just take out your phones, take out your mobile devices, and look at how many applications you have. Now think about how many brands you interact with on a day-on-day basis. The brands, something like a car, something of a sort of a beverage you drink, your refrigerator, the biscuit or the savory items you eat, the food delivery applications. How many of these brands have their mobile applications with you over on your phone? Now, applications with you over the now, do you actually use brand related apps? Know how much you prefer those apps? What if I tell you that you can connect with all these brands with one single app that is already on your phone? Normally, what do we see is that in a normal scenario, a customer will go ahead, download a business or a brand related app and then offload it immediately if he has no use for it. At that point of time, the brand cannot go ahead and connect to this end user. Now, what if I tell you that we have a single app with us at that point of and you can use this app to transact with every brand which you like to do. So what is this I'm talking about? Welcome to the world of OTT applications, OTT messaging applications. I will share my screen and you can yeah. So you can see the app which are available, the messaging apps which are available across worldwide under different globally. You have WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Viber, WeChat, Line, Telegram, IMO. South Asia market, we mostly have WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Viber, which is quite popular. In terms of statistics, worldwide, we have WhatsApp, which actually has close to about 2 billion active users, 500 million daily active users, 65 billion messages sent, followed closely by Facebook Messenger, WeChat, QR Mobile, Telegram, and Snapchat. Now, why I'm giving you all this information? I'm showing that what is the potential of these messaging application have on the customer base. In terms of the Sri Lankan context, you will see that we have close to about 22 million mobile subscribers. Out of that, mobile internet users would be around 15 million, smartphone users would be around 13 million. And WhatsApp as a messaging, a peer-to-peer messaging application has a captive user base of around 10 million. Viber stands a close second at about 8 million and Facebook Messenger at about 6 million, and then followed by Telegram. Now, what happens in this case is that if any brand may seem to ride upon the goodwill of these particular apps and start reaching out to the customer. Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Last few years, all these messaging apps, maybe Facebook, maybe WhatsApp Messenger, maybe Viber, have been opening up their business APIs for customers to for brands to interact with. I will give you a small example here. Now, you take an example of a hospital group which is based out of UAE. This is known as American Hospitals Dubai. You can see in the screen that there's the logo of the hospital with the name official business account and the description what this particular brand is into. We have the website address as well as the email address for this particular brand. Now, what this particular app does, you go to the app, you type hi, and you get a language option of English or Arabic. Post doing that, you are asked to give out your input in terms of how do you want to interact with this particular bot. There will be request a telehealth consultation, requesting an appointment, requesting an insurance coverage, locate one of our branches, apply for a job. I go for requesting an appointment with this particular brand and want to see a doctor. It gives me the list of medical field of medical specialization which is available right now, and then which particular hospital which this medical specialty specializes in. I key in my request as number 1, and then I get American hospitals. Dubai is something which is actually specializing in this particular field of medicine. At that point of time, the app also provides me the types of doctors and the name of the doctors who are available for this specialization and this particular hospital. I select the doctor name and then I put my date and time constraint for making the e-channel booking. Now, what it does, any sort of a brand, when you're talking to that particular brand, you either have to call up the brand, go for a walk-in, or go to the website of the brand, download the application of the brand. You are circumventing everything. You are directly going ahead and reaching out to the brand using your peer-to-peer WhatsApp channel. Sounds interesting, right? How does it happen? So you have WhatsApp business account on one side, the user, the end user or the customer on the other side, and the brand connects to the business account through the WhatsApp, the open APIs, and exposes their end platforms, that is their ERP platforms, their CRM engines, their booking engines. So there may be a case when the customer is asking for, maybe a case of an insurance firm where a customer is asking for the status of his claim. Now, the customer has multiple options at this point of time. He needs to call up the insurance firm over the phone. He needs to download the app for that insurance firm. Well, probably he would need that app only for that point of time, and then he will probably offload that app. Okay, he needs to go to the website and then type in and then try to find out, do trial and error. In this case, what he needs to do is just go to the WhatsApp or the account page, the official business account page for that insurance company, type in his key in his detail, and that's about it. He gets the status of his claim. He knows what is his status. So at that point of time, what it does, he takes in information from the end user, end customer, relates it to the backend of the brand, and then pushes back the information which the brand pushes to the end user. So it's a seamless connectivity between the business as well as the end user, with taking off all the issues or the complexities involved in between. Now I will go ahead and pass on the baton to Mr. Naveen, who will explain the use cases of various chatbots which are prevalent in Sri Lanka in detail. Over to you, Naveen.
Yeah, thanks, Parth, and some superb stuff there. I think quite, it's like, I think Parth gave us a bit of a taste of things to come in terms of what we can expect in the second half. So thank you so much. And I think when we get into the, I'll also share my screen so that we can get into the discussion. So the few things that I wanted to point out with this this session, with what I want to talk about is pretty much in terms of how this amazing technology can be really utilized for the use cases in the Sri Lankan industry. I think as you might have noticed with Parth's explanations, the capability of the technology is quite amazing, and it's awesome, so that there's so many things we can really use these bots for. But one of the things I think where it will shine a lot is that you as brand managers or marketers really understanding the use cases and the ability to utilize these bots in your business for its benefit. So the experience that you can gain out of it for your customers is, I think, something that you probably need to really think through. So that's something we want to discuss also a bit in detail. So if you're a business, obviously there are multiple ways you can utilize a bot. And one of the things we would recommend is that you try to look at it not particularly on the technology platform, but in terms of it serving you as a solution for your business or the pain points you have. For example, using the chatbot, is it going to increase your operational efficiency? Is it going to cut down your operational cost? Is it going to improve your engagement with the customers? Is it going to increase your revenue if it's like an online store? What are the challenges that the bot can really help you out is something I think you need to sort of look through. And also understanding the audience, I think is quite important. We as marketers know that Sri Lanka has about 6 million Facebook users, but you probably saw Path's numbers there. WhatsApp dominates the market. So the audience that you are trying to reach out, maybe through digital, can be further enhanced through a WhatsApp bot, probably. And the audience that you're trying to reach out through your industries can also differ. For example, you might be an online shop which has a really good engaging online audience. But what if you're a FMCG brand or a retail brand which has users across the country who may not have a very good internet connection to maybe browse your website and purchase products from that site? WhatsApp or a messenger bot can be a really good solution there. So these are the things that you need to sort of think through when understanding how a bot can really help you out. So understanding your technology adaptation of your audience. Are these guys really, using WhatsApp or Facebook, or are they, familiar with Viber? That can be something you can think through. And also when it comes to chatbots in general, or let's say voice chat in general, the language is also, I think, something you may need to consider. When we were doing the Skyly bot for the finance industry, something we've noticed is that the pronunciation needs to be something that you need to train the bot on. So there are multiple things from a business point of view you can really think through. So understanding your audience is one thing, and also how and when the interaction could take place is again a area that you can think through. So when we say chats or bots, we always think of like a chat that you might have on the website. Someone supporting you in terms of the customer queries, but the chat bot or the bot can be platform, it doesn't have to be confined to a specific platform. It can be on your website, it can be on the customer's messengers, it can also be on an offline kiosk, and the technology can really connect all three together, and for the user we can create a very seamless experience. So where the chatbot can interaction take place is something you need to sort of think through when you're trying to sort of apply these solutions in real life. So I want to just quickly maybe narrow this down in terms of the different types of chatbots also. I think that's more important from a brand point of view. I believe for a non-technical person, a chatbot really, when we say a chatbot, we think of it in a very broad term, but a chatbot is a program that you can sort of program into to support a specific task. So these are some of the main categorizations you could have. You can have a support chatbot, which is more or like a chatbot that will communicate with you back and forth. A skills chatbot, where you can sort of learn new skills or teach different skills. Informational chatbot, like the Dubai hospital example, I think Path mentioned, where you can get additional information about a service or product, or assistance chatbot. I think that coupled with the informational and the assistance chatbot is what I think we had that example on. I believe Path will have some really awesome examples for us to go through also afterwards. And transactional chatbots. So you can really think through what the specific task that the chatbot can really help you with, and understanding how this program can be utilized for a specific experience will really help you to narrow down how to develop the chatbot and what kind of information you need to include into your chatbot as well. So we want to like quickly run through some examples when it comes to different industries. So the reason why we want to discuss this particularly from a Sri Lankan point of view is that there are multiple industries how and where the chatbots can be of use. And I believe given the current scenario also, the impact of a chatbot can be more important in our day-to-day life. So if you take the retail industry, for example, we are always noticing curfews and the limitations in travel is actually impacting retail outlets. And we saw a very good example of a very simple chatbot being used when it comes to orders being made. So your local grocery store vendor was using WhatsApp and you could place an order. And so in a much larger scale where we can automate things and we can really have an automated bot, things like product reader, ordering, transactional support, and customer care. Things like this can be addressed through a bot for a retail industry. Fashion industry, we have clients who are from the fashion industry, and some of the things we notice is that whenever they launch a new collection, you notice that the people send the link of the product on the messenger and ask that the person who's managing the chat whether this product is available, what's the price, all of that. So what if we can automate this? That repetitive information, can we automate this so that the operations will be much more efficient, the customers will have a better experience? Transactional support can also be something that you can have in the fashion industry. Similarly, hospital industry, I think healthcare, which Parth gave a really good example, scheduling appointments, symptom checking, and tracking health activities. One of the personal experiences I have is dealing with the larger hospital chain in the country. They already use chat to a certain extent, where the patient can send their reports back to the hospital for checking through WhatsApp, and they also send back the reports again through WhatsApp. So this is a very basic mode of communication. What if you can automate this process where the patient is able to sort of give their symptoms and get channeled to an appropriate doctor through automated bot? And I think the example with Dubai Hospital is really one of those cases where you can really get the entire process mapped through a chatbot and get everything automated with much more efficiency and less back and forth. Similarly, finance industry, we've seen a lot of banks started onto chats. You have people who manage chats in the banking industry also, but the ability to automate the certain things through the chat will also help be beneficial. So financial advice, an informational bot that gives you financial advice can really increase the brand engagement and experience. Customer support for anyone who's looking for their balance, their transactional history, things like that. Cross-selling, which is quite an interesting part. You see someone saving up every month for on their transactional history. So can the chatbot sort of identify this behavior, and can they ask a question like, are you saving up for a house? Are you saving up for a car? Can we help you with this? So the ability for the chat being used in different instances is quite huge, and I think the business part of it will really help you to identify what kind of chat you need to develop. And I think Parth will also have some excellent examples on how this has been done in real life. I think the lastly but not the least, when you talk about a chatbot, we always think of it as a program, as a thing that will help you, a technical medium that will help you, deal with your customers. But something that we would advocate for all our brands also is to sort of look at how you can develop a character for your chatbot, the language you use, how you do the greetings, what kind of messaging you will use for the chatbot will really enhance the user experience also. So think of that as well when you sort of want to develop a chatbot, how best you can enhance the customer experience and create that brand connection with your audience as well. So that's sort of in a nutshell on how some of the business aspects. And I think maybe Rohan
Yes.
can take over.
Yes, I mean, one of the things I wanted to check with you is that whether you were
Yeah.
showing something on the screen. That was really informative, Naveen. I appreciate that. Because I think we can get back to Prath, because I know that you had some real life demos and case studies that you want to showcase and present. And we have about kind of audience as well. I think they will definitely benefit from seeing it, how it really, all of this, what we discuss kind of work out in the real world. Prath, would you like to take over and from there?
Sure. I would love to. And thank you so much, guys. And beautiful presentation by Naveen. Thank you so much. You explained in detail, in gist, what is actually required by the brand and how brand should, go through different use cases, understand what their requirement is, and then tailor make their chatbot as per their brand aspirations. So what I will do in this case is I will explain, try to explain through different use cases, live use cases, proof of concepts to my audience, to you guys, how does these bots work across different platforms. Now, why I have taken WhatsApp in particular, big captive base, you already have a set captive base. You can name any sort of an application which would probably have 10 million users, captive users with you at any point of time. If you are trying to download, make sure your application gets downloaded, you have to spend enormous amount of budget in terms of your marketing resources in order to make sure you have that brand visibility. And that also you are not sure whether the customer is actually keeping the app, has downloaded the app, then installed the app. So give you a small example of Animate. So Animate is a brand which works across digital printing. And you can just look at the brand screen. It has Animate logo on the top with the description of the organization, with the email ID and the website details. I go ahead and press hi. The moment I press hi, I get a detail as hi, welcome to the Animate, leading digital print service provider. How do you wish to interact? Now, I go ahead and press 1 as new inquiry. I'm asked about my details, my name, my email address, and what is my query. When I go ahead and input my query and my name and my email address, the bot itself gives me a pre-designated reply in terms of getting back to me within a certain span of time. This particular information, which has been input by the customer, is then relayed back to the brand, and the brand can get in touch with the customer offline. Now, second case, in terms of directions, anybody wants to navigate to the brand, where are the branches located, all he needs to do is press key number 3, which is the appropriate menu item, and then he will be getting a Google location link for the same. Apart from that, what it also does is this particular app gives you the status of an existing order for this brand. Now, how will this look like? I mean, give me a second, please. So yeah, just a moment. Just bear with me for a second.
Some challenge in sharing this. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So what you will see here is, just give me a second.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Actually,
I
the
don't think
screen
we are
got.
seeing the slide yet. We are not seeing slides
Yeah,
yet.
can you see the screen? The screen?
It
Yeah.
says
Can
started.
you see the
Yeah.
screen? Is the
Now it's getting.
screen visible? Available? Yeah, just give me a second, please. Yeah, thank you. So what you see here is when the customer keys in the requisite details in for the bot, what he gets is the status of his order, his opening and closing times for the store, and what how high. So this this is what I wanted to show you guys about. So when, as a register user, I key in my job number and my job ID, I get in detail what is the status of my order. This is my job number 78499, completion 0%, designer XXX, designer number, amount due. Now, at this point of time, the complete information of me as a customer is relate to me, and I have been told of what is my status of my order completion. I can go ahead and reorder from my previous orders and initiate that from here, and everything can be done at a click of a button. Another example. Service booking. Now, this is something which you guys will relate to from a Sri Lankan experience. You have heard about organizations known as a Barnes and Singer, which deal with appliances, selling of appliances, repairing of appliances, Godrej appliances or something like that. It's quite popular in India. So in this case, if you need to go ahead and initiate a request for a customer service rep to come down and pick up your defective fridge or your refrigerator or television, all you need to do is go to the WhatsApp page, select the appropriate key in your details, input the OTP, which is sent to you as to register or to confirm whether the mobile number from where you are sending is, or you are a registered customer or not. And that's about it. That has been taken care of. So you create an entire service request starting from selecting which type of refrigerator, which type of appliance you want to go ahead and service, and getting a service request receipt in terms of that by what time the customer service rep will be coming down to your place and looking at. You can also get the status of your request. Like, say for example, you've gone ahead and raised a request on X day. So X plus 2 days, where is the status? You have given your appliance, where is the status? It's still under working, it's under completion, or has the job ID been completed, a bill has been prepared, everything is there. Terms of another example known as by the company known as Continental Insurance, we try to do a small proof of concept for them. Now you can see here, this is a case of company which a customer in which he wants to know the status of the claim. Look very carefully. He clicks in, he doesn't key in his details, he just does a click on the detail. WhatsApp has that feature of a clickable option. He clicks in his detail and wants to know the status of his claim. He provides in his vehicle number, he provides in his mobile number, he provides in his NIC ID. If all the three informations are matched in the backend of Continental Insurance ERP system, this customer gets the status of his claim, whether the claim has been closed, the claim is pending, or the claim is rejected. Again, new case. He wants to know the nearest branch to him. All he needs to do is press in the city which he is living in, or the pin code or the zip code of the place he is staying in, and he gets the list of branches as per his distance proximity. Interesting, right? Again, next example, Americars. It's a car rental service. I believe some of you might have heard it, some of you might have not. Used to book cars. You want to do a self-drive, you want to pick up your car from the office, you want the car to be coming to your location in the airport. Everything can be done. Just access their WhatsApp page, select the type of the vehicles you need, a car, van, SUV, put in the receiving date, the checkout, check-in and checkout date, put in all the other details in terms of your email address, your name, and that's about it. Everything is completed. Groceries. Again, an example, this is from India. We have a grocery application, which is city specific. You want to just go ahead and order 1 kg of onions and potatoes, which is a very, very common use case. You just go ahead and do that, put in your details. The application goes ahead and confirms that process for you. Telecom. Now, these are some things which are complicated use cases. An app, WhatsApp, talking to a telecom network in which the customer wants to go ahead and top of his balance or top of his data, or wants to top up his mobile balance by 1 GB of data. All he should be doing is just type in the details, get in all the information, and that's it. It's been taken care of. Healthcare. Want to book a blood test? And mind you, these are all automated bots. We do have demo bots which are available, which actually go ahead and transfer from an automated chat system to a live customer and back and forth. That also can be possible. Use e-commerce. Now, e-commerce is something which is extremely popular these days, and customers and brands wants to use e-commerce riding on the goodwill of messenger platforms. This will give you an example of Decathlon, in which the customer wants to update his details, frequently ask questions in terms of what are the product list which is available, or the category of the products which are available with this particular brand at this point of time. Placing an order, and payment related queries. So the entire life cycle of a customer, starting from trying to explore the brand, trying to find out what all products are there in the listing categories. Now, say for example, it would be a case of a person wants to find out refrigerator under cooking appliance or home appliances. He would get the refrigerator, the types of refrigerators which are available, what is the price, what is the and finally he gets a payment link. He clicks on the payment link, makes the payment, and gets a receipt for the payment made. And the entire process is handled as seamlessly as going through the app. So what you circumvent? What do e-commerce apps circumvent? Any apps at that point of time, you don't have to go ahead and download it. You don't have to go to the website. Everything is done at the click of the button. I want to know the status of my delivery at any point of time. I just need to go back to my WhatsApp page, the official WhatsApp page for this particular brand, check in my details, and that's about it. Repeat customer purchases, customer feedback in terms of brands. How do I rate my previous order? How do I rate my order in terms of my experience with my customer service rep who I've been talking to? Everything can be correlated. So there are multifarious uses. A brand should actually be looking at what suits them at the end. Automatic lead generation, shipment details.
Parth, I think
Placing
we can't. All right, okay. Now you're back.
Placing an order, scheduling and refund, everything is available. Last but not the least, retargeting of abandoned carts. Now, this is a feature which mostly is what you will get across your web platforms and your native apps. This is the same platform or the same use case which you can get across your messenger platform. Think about it. You have your WhatsApp peer-to-peer messenger and you have just abandoned your cart at the last moment. You get a notification from the app whether you would like to continue the purchase and close the entire purchase. personal banking. Now, then we come to something known as the non-banking or the financial sector or the banking financial sector, different type of use cases. You want to know your personal account statement. You want to know your current balance. You want to apply for a debit card. You want to apply for a credit card. You want to know the status of your application. You want to know where you're standing. You want to know all the interaction in terms of an end user or a retail user with the bank, in which you'll probably be downloading an app or calling up the bank, or a cost to the customer as well as the bank, in both sides, in which probably you'll do a bank walk-in to understand, get his bank passbook. Everything can be circumvented and minimized by just a click of his button. He gets his entire account statement by just keying in his details. The bank recognizes his mobile number. That particular mobile number, if in case it is not the same, he gets an OTP on his registered mobile number. He's supposed to key in his OTP. Post he does that, it gets verified in the backend, and then he gets his account statement. ATM assistant. I want, as a banking customer, I want to know the proximity in terms of distance to my current place where I'm located right now. What are the nearest ATM to my location? All I need to do is go into the banking page, select the option for ATM, and get the nearest ATM as per my distance proximity. Click on any of them and navigate. Monthly account statements, I've already explained. E-commerce, food ordering, very apt in the time of COVID. You want to go ahead and order food. Your app is stalling. You just want to have a one-stop app for doing everything. Go to the brand, directly choose the type of pizza you wish to order, and you can go ahead and do that. E-tickets. Go to a movie, book a movie, and you get the QR code as an e-ticket on your phone. Post, all you need to do is show that QR code in the check-in counter and go in. Hotel reservations, excellent. Most of the hotels pay 25 to 30% to aggregators like booking.com, like Trivago, like hotels.com. Everything can be circumvented. A hotel can have its own WhatsApp page. A customer can go and select whatever is required inside the hotel. Any of the services inside the hotel itself. If you want to book a table for yourself, you want to go ahead and book a convention hall, everything can be done with using the single app. Feedback. You have used a service, you want to give a feedback for the service. The brand might prompt you for a feedback, or you might be prompted to give a feedback, maybe a good, bad, or ugly. Give the feedback, that's get requested. You can know the status of your feedback or complaint from this particular channel itself. Cab booking, only option available is to have to download the native app. The second option, go to the page, select input your location, which WhatsApp has, or most of the messenger app has, as give out the location details, and you will get your regular choice of vehicle, which will be coming down to your place. Customer support chatbot, which I'd already explained before. Now, most of the bots which we are talking about, they have some limitation. You might have some questions which will not be explained, or it cannot be taken over by an automated bot. At that point of time, the user can press a requisite option in terms of going ahead and navigating the entire chat to a live customer representative. The customer representative will be chatting with the customer through his console, and the end user will be chatting on his messenger app, that is WhatsApp, and both will be connected. Post the chat is over, it can go back to the automated menu. So what do we have? What all we have here along with that? We have call to action buttons, we have rating buttons, feedback buttons, poll buttons, which are available at the click. The customer just goes ahead and clicks one of these options, and the options get recorded, or he wants to go ahead and find out any information which I had explained in terms of the insurance use case. He wants to select the claim, the status of his insurance claim. He doesn't even have to type in the requisite details. He just needs to click. Post he clicks, gives in the details, and he gets the status of his claim against the organization. So now what do messenger apps do? The brand can push audio, images, video, document, and stickers. You have limitation in terms of the quantum of the file, or the limitation in the file size which you can push, but you can actually transact with the customer in types of rich communication format. You can send a video file to the customer in terms of hospitality industry, of the new rooms which you are having, what is the view from the hotel's top floor, and what is the convention hall looking like. Everything can be capsulated in one particular thing. So finally, reporting and analytics. Now, messenger application also give to their customer a reporting and analytics platform. The customer interfaces with the bot. How does the customer interface? Mobile number wise interface with the customer. When did he bounce off the bot? At what point of time? What request has been put? The entire analytics framework in terms of delivery time, read time, everything is available to the customer in terms of your WhatsApp official business account. It gives the brand a fair idea, or a business intelligence perspective in order to schedule or make changes to the new campaign or any existing campaigns. Plus, you can go ahead and even send and bulk upload messages and send to your end subscribers. Now, say for example, you just go ahead, you want to wish your customer on his birthday. All you need to do is upload a video or upload a personalized video to the customer and send it as a video file or a text file or a media file to the customer. So that's about it. I will hand over the baton to Rohan, and he can take it from there.
Thank you, Parth. Really, really interesting. I think I always believe that whatever the technology we talk about, it really starts to make a lot more sense when we start seeing the use cases of what it is. And you had quite a few of it, and especially the local ones as well, which is, I think, is really, really powerful and meaningful. I just wanted to check whether we have any questions. I know that there were questions that were coming through, and unfortunately, I haven't. I know that there's a bit of an issue with my backend interface, so maybe there are other questions that Naveen probably you can see. But I wanted to ask you a few questions, Parth. You have been in this for a long time. You are obviously representing a large organization. How has it been in terms of Sri Lanka people being receptive to it? Because for the longest time, we had these very elementary chat services where you are very limited in terms of being able to engage with customers. It's been able to, be able to like talk to people in terms of, only selected answers. And it's more frustrating to be on this kind of a conversational era, but you are talking about something a lot more. What do you think about the Sri Lanka adoption? And Naveen, maybe you can also answer that question because you had a lot of interesting feedback as well.
So in terms of Sri Lanka, this particular app, when we've gone ahead and tried to present out to the customer, what we always target and see is that how we can solve the problem of any customer. Say, for example, may it be a user appliance organization known as Abans, which has teething issues of customers complaining that they are not getting their repairs done on time, and they want to know the status of their repairs. That might be a use case. And there might be another use case of a hotel which will probably want to do their booking online and don't want to pay out that hefty 25 to 30% commission to an agent or to a third party aggregator. In terms of a printing organization known as Animate, which actually deals on a day-to-day basis on their peer-to-peer WhatsApp channel, this was an exact fit for them. They wanted the customer to know about their WhatsApp page, their WhatsApp mobile number, and believe me, this is something which is their landline number, their registered mobile. It doesn't have to be their mobile number. It can be a registered landline number itself. So the customer will be identifying with that brand, because most of the regular customer would have the number of the brand saved on their phone. And moment they go onto their WhatsApp channel, they will be able to get the status, they will be able to reorder. Those things, they probably had to go on an IVR call menu. So what we have seen is the adoption has been a bit slow for the past 6 months, and now we are catching up. What matters is that how can we solve the pain point for the customer? There has always been a pain point, might be, increase in customer base, increase in adoption, turnaround time, customer brand. Give you a small example, a brand, a use case for a brand, an FMCG brand like Coca-Cola would be totally different from a use case of a brand like a Lanka hospital or an American hospital, Dubai, which would probably go for e-channeling, than with a brand who probably will go for its brand presence or top of the mind recall. So we go to customers looking at the pain point of the customers, and then probably the adoption is much more faster and simpler.
And just to add to Parth's,
Naveen, go ahead. After you.
Parth's comments, Rohan, I think I'll quickly add this in also. I think one of the other ways I think maybe the adoption can be more improved is that the brands themselves start thinking about the impact that it can have. For example, if this is a very simple example, if you have a store which sells clothes, and if you have a storefront somewhere, and the reason why you might adopt an e-commerce website is that you want to increase your sales, create a new sales channel, and improve the reach into a better audience. So I think the chat should also needs to be looked at that way. Like, I mean, you can definitely, like Parth suggested, you can address a pain point, and even without a pain point, let's say you're doing really well, you can really take up chatbots in a sense that how can it take my services to the next level. If you can be a bit more creative and in your thinking on how you can bring the brand, increase the brand engagements, and I think that thinking should also sort of come in line for us to have a better adoption here as well. So I think that's quite important as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really, really good. I think one of the key things is that for brands to really think through, especially at a time like this where people want this as the first priority digital touch points with their brand or organization for service or inquiries or whatever the service may be. But are you really equipping the backend to make sure that all of these are capable of providing the inputs that the customer is seeking for? Because there's no point if that part of the process is not broken and people are not getting it right, and that will lead to a much more bigger frustrations per se. I think we are almost at the end of it. I don't know who can answer this question, but there's a question saying, when will WhatsApp support payments within the platform? I am certainly not able to answer that question. Is one of you guys are able to answer that question? Do we have visibility? I don't think we have, right?
Yeah, so at this point of time, when you are doing a checkout for any brand, say for example, you are going ahead and purchasing any service or product through the WhatsApp page, you can either push in a link. You can go ahead and make the payment inside, but the external link for making the payment can be pushed by the brand. The customer can auto navigate to that particular page, key in his detail, make the payment, and come back to his WhatsApp page. So at present, it is not available. Use cases, functionalities get available at every timeline, because as and when the messenger app or anything, they go ahead and make new releases. Now, few months back, we didn't have a clickable version. In the same way, the payment thing is also in its way. But what we always advise customer at here is that ensure that the payment part, something which relates to currency, which actually relates, make it external to WhatsApp. It's not that it is much better for you. a person clicks, goes out, has a feeling that he is also, navigating outside the page, going through a secure site, which is SSL secured, or, banking secured, going through his net banking platform, making the payments outside, which he knows at this point of time he has his own mental clarity and confidence with, and then gets the receipt on his phone. That will be much better option than, the customer making the payment inside. Maybe at that point of time, he will have that mental clarity, or he might not be so comfortable to input his credit card details or his bank account details inside. Yes, of course, WhatsApp is completely encrypted, it's SSL encrypted. There is no point of a man in the middle attack, I can be assured with. But you understand the customer's psyche, right? I mean, how does the customer?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
more than the technology, it's also about human psychology, right? Technology sometimes fail because people, not because the technology itself wasn't great, it's just that people's behavior and psychologies also need to be aligned with them. So thanks, Parth. I think one of the things I feel is that this particular part of this, maybe with the integration with RPA, robotic process automation parts inside organization, can provide this fascinating proposition in terms of real massive scale and efficiency in it. And I think RPA, I know for a fact that been getting adopted by organizations in large scale in banking industry and all that. And I think that gets front-ended back into conversational commerce kind of integration for a really creative value. I think real time. I think that's going to have a huge differentiator, at least in the immediate short run. Because I feel in the long term, it will be just like everything else. It will be the norm and not the exception. I think now it's about who can really deploy this effectively, meaningfully, fast, so that customers really see the benefit and a value differentiator immediately. Naveen, I would like to come to you for the last as a closing remarks. I think we have about 4 more minutes, and maybe we can wrap up the webinar. I saw people who are kind of seeing through for the session. I hope you got really good value out of this. Much appreciate your participation on a Thursday morning. Naveen, for you, mate.
Yeah, I think it was a really insightful session for us also. Rohan, I think the biggest thing we would like to suggest to our audience and anyone who's looking at it is to sort of look at this again as another channel in your portfolio or in your arsenal of things. We have clients who have done an e-commerce website and increased their sales. We have people who have adopted email marketing and improved their sales. So chatbots also, you have to be mindful on how it can be used and what's the best case. And it can really, improve things for you. It can improve your efficiency, your revenue, etc. Because at the end of the day, as I think Parth mentioned right at the beginning, is marketers generally go for attention. And at this point, chatbots are pretty much taking a lot of attention of the audience. So you should probably consider, at least at a very basic level, establishing yourself as a brand, I would say.
Great. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. I think I would, more than adding on to what Naveen said, I think it will fast becoming a must-have, like a hygiene factor for any business, because I think without it, you will feel that you probably don't have the right ingredient, one of very important tool in your arsenal to be relevant in the marketplace. So I think for everybody who's listening, speak to us if you want to get more details. We are very happy to provide you with that information and take you through that journey. So with that, I think we have 2 more minutes. We got a couple of questions. If there are any other questions on Facebook or whatever, we'll try to get back to you. Parth, thank you so much for joining for the incredible presentation. A lot of insights, use cases there. Really, really meaningful. Thank you for your time. Naveen, thank you so much for joining. Really, really great for your practical examples of all of that. And thank you for all the viewers who joined us. And anyway, this session is on Facebook Live. Sorry, I have a slight cold. Nothing to worry about. And I hope the rest of you and everyone listening stay safe and have a great, amazing rest of the day and a week as well. All the best to everyone. Thanks a lot. And we'll wrap up the session as of now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thanks.